Hey everybody, what's going on? AJ Reilly here for another edition of The Corner, ready to talk about the Detroit Tigers and their nice rebound in Houston against some pretty tough pitching. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the home opener that is happening here in a few hours. And I also want to talk about Spencer Torkelson because I got some information that I think is going to be pretty helpful to take us a deep breath on the number one prospect that we've had in a long time. So we'll get to all of that and more on this edition of The Corner. Buckle up, sit tight, let's go.
Here's a pitch on the way. He swings and fouls it off, and the man from Walla Walla will take that one home. Swing, there's a drive to left. That one is long gone.
Now, I might have been a small part of your life, but you've been a very large part of mine. And it's my privilege and honor to share with you the greatest game of all.
All right, well, the Tigers are coming off a series win against the defending world champion Houston Astros, where they took the first two games, lost yesterday 8-2, which wasn't the greatest game, but yet still won a series and rebounded nicely in Houston. And what did we see in the Houston series that we didn't see in the Tampa Bay series? Well, we saw offense. We saw Matt Vierling get 4 hits in that extra inning win Monday night. We saw Spencer Torkelson and Reilly Green each go 3 for 4 on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, things got away from him. Christian Javier was dynamic. He did a great job keeping them off balance and really kind of pushing through that lineup that, truthfully, Wednesday's lineup was not our best lineup. I mean, anytime Zach McKinstry is going to be in the lineup, it's not going to be a good lineup for the Tigers. So let's just keep that in mind. This is a tryout for Zach McKinstry. There's a very real possibility with the way that Tyler Nevin is hitting the ball down in AAA that he or Jonathan Scope are not long for this roster. At a certain point, the decision is going to be made that Zach McKinstry or Jonathan Scope are both going to go. Ryan Kreidler's been playing great defense. Ryan Kreidler also gathered 2 hits in Tuesday night's game. He's going to stay on the roster. There's pretty sure there's no doubt about that, which means that Scope or McKinstry is going to go when it's time to bring up Tyler Nevin to play third base, to play second base. We'll see where that all shakes out. So Wednesday's lineup really wasn't going to do damage as much as you thought they would. I wish that even against a right-handed pitcher, A.J. Hinch would have still hit Torkelson fourth and Green third and just kind of let them settle into those positions in the batting order, which they are today. You can check out a starting lineup article that's on Detroit Sports Nation right now. But their lineup today is going to look very similar to what their lineup looked like against Framber Valdez, because that was a good lineup. That lineup produced. That lineup played well against one of the better pitchers and probably the best left-handed pitcher in the American League, not named Shane McClanahan. It was a good series. You saw competitive baseball. It's something that should excite you, and it's going to be one of those things that, again, we'll go back to what we said on the last video. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs when it comes to this team because there's going to be a lot of mixing and matching and rearranging. And so you're going to get those games that are highly competitive, but then you're also going to get games on Wednesday that are just not as competitive as you think. Does that take away from the fact that I still think they're going to win 73 to 76 games this season? Absolutely not. Because at a certain point, things are going to solidify themselves. At a certain point, Reilly Green and Spencer Torkelson will be hitting third and fourth every game. Younger guys like Parker Meadows and Andre Lipsius and Tyler Nevin are all going to be in this lineup, and this lineup is going to look a lot different in a few weeks even than it does here to start the season. And that's something that should excite us. And another thing that should excite us is the home opener today. Now, the home opener today, they're taking on the Boston Red Sox. They are facing Chris Sale, somebody who they've faced plenty of times when he was with the Chicago White Sox. And if you remember, just 4 starts ago, this was the memory that has to be burned in Chris Sale's mind.
This one out right here.
You know this scene.
Sale goes to work.
Noticing
Oh, swing and a drive! Deep left center field! And gone! It's gone!
Gives it a 2-1 lead. Still fires me up. That was only 4 starts ago in Comerica for Chris Sale. So you know it can kind of be in the back of his mind. Yes, this team is a lot different, but still, you want to kind of recreate that if you're the Tigers. You want to get to Chris Sale as often as you can. And honestly, listen, we show that clip. You know why we show that clip? Because we love that clip. Because anytime we can reminisce about the days when the team was actually pretty good is a good thing. And so the Tigers are taking on the Red Sox. The Red Sox just got swept by the not the Houston Astros. We played the Houston Astros. They just got swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're not playing very well. They've had starters that have given up 7 runs. They haven't been pitching well, haven't been playing defense well. And so it could be a very interesting series to kick off the home opener and this first series in Detroit for the Tigers. Can they win another series? That's the name of the game, right? It's not necessarily about getting sweeps, but it's about winning the series. And can they steal 2? Yeah, I think they can steal 2. You can check out the preview for the series on DSN as well. It will be linked in the description too. But this is an opportunity. You're going to see the Tigers still mixing and matching, but it's an opportunity in front of the home fans for them to show what they have. Are you going to be a competitive baseball team like you were the first 2 games against Houston as opposed to the 3 games in Tampa Bay? And sure, maybe there's a little bit to say about the fact that they were playing in the Trop and it's an airplane hangar and it's maybe the worst stadium in Major League Baseball. I get all of that. But they were non-competitive in the first 3 games, played much better in Houston, and I expect a lot more of the same this series against the Boston Red Sox. Which leads me finally to Spencer Torkelson. Maybe the most polarizing Detroit Tiger. Why? He was drafted 1-1 in 2020. Last season, he did not hit well at all. But if you watch those games in Houston, and if you watch the games in Tampa Bay, Torkelson's hitting the ball much better this season to start. Yes, it's only been 6 games. I understand that. Yes, he only has 24 plate appearances. I understand that. But at the same time, Spencer Torkelson has a 10% barrel rate, which is considered good. And if it continues to climb, he gets up around the 15% barrel rate. That's elite. He's not far away. We saw what he did in Houston. 3 for 4 on Tuesday night, drove in some runs, a double, a home run. Hitting behind Reilly Green, which made Reilly Green also protected to an extent where he went 3 for 4. This is the start. This is the germination, if you will, of what we are going to see from our 2 mainstays, the 2 linchpins of our rebuild. These 2 guys, listen, he has an average exit velocity right now of 92.3, which is pretty good. A max exit velocity of 111.7. His launch angle is still a little bit low at 5.5, so we know that he's still working through whatever they taught him last year of beating the ball into the ground. But he's connecting on the sweet spot 20% of the time, and he has an expected batting average of 291. And you go, well, that's not what his batting average is. It's 217 right now. You're right. It is 217. But Spencer Torkelson is barreling the ball up. He's hitting the ball hard, but he's getting a bit unlucky. He's hitting the ball at people, and his batting average on balls in play right now is only 211, which tells you he's getting extremely unlucky. Hit the ball hard, but right at people. That you tend and you believe, and how that works itself out is water will find its level. So we can look at these advanced metrics and we can go, Spencer Torkelson's in a good place. He's in a good mindset. He has a good approach. Water will find its level. It'll even out. And you're going to start to see him go on an absolute tear. Maybe even today. Look, the Tigers got 3 against the Boston Red Sox. They got 1 today. They're off tomorrow. 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday to have their first home series, and they hit the road again. I'm looking for exciting things. I expect them to potentially win this series and hit the ball well, and look for Torkelson and Green to break out. This has been The Corner. I want to remind you that if you're on YouTube, make sure you've liked and subscribed to our YouTube page. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that share button so other people can get this great Detroit Tigers content as well. We will see you Monday for a new episode of The Corner.